Height Scout with 802 Outdoor Adventures here. Back on the river today. It's Saturday and it's quite balmy for the end of October. We got Brick here and Dylan and Robbie are down there. Turning around here, so they're down there in the river digging already. They got here earlier than we did. Today we're gonna dig around. I've got the little Reaper and the little Bazooka today, and we're gonna run those, and I'll have the results and all that good stuff in a comparison video that I'm doing. Next up will be the Green Mountain Gold Trap in the Aurora box. Just too much to carry this far up. We're getting some gold, so let's see if we can't find some gold. And we'll be back, and then we'll talk about the Reaper. Welcome to this comparison video. First up is the Bazooka Sniper version. It's the smaller version. We're going to be comparing the Bazooka Sniper, the 30-inch Sniper, to the 30-inch Reaper, to the 24-inch, I believe, Green Mountain Gold Trap, and then the Aurora Expedition, which is their biggest model. But it's comparable in size to the smaller versions of this style. Let me switch the camera around so we can see what we're dealing with first up, which will be the Bazooka Sniper. So here we have the Sniper made by Bazooka, who they are out of business and have been for a couple years now. The Bazooka weighs in at 1 pound 10 ounces. It is 30 inches long, 9 3/4 inches at the inlet to the slick plate, and then on the other end it's 4.5 inches wide, and it comes in at about 4 3/4 inches at its tallest point. Now this is one of the original, I think one of the original designs to this, at least that I know of. I've looked on the internet and haven't found anything other than like the Grizzly, but I haven't been able to get my hands on one of those. So we've used this a ton. This is actually Rick's. We've used this a ton and it works well. It's real easy to set up in the river, and the thing runs material like the wind. So we will set it up and run it and show you its capabilities, and hopefully we'll catch some gold. I don't think I have any. I meant to bring some gold with me to salt my bucket and weigh it to see if it lost any, but of course I didn't bring any of that. So let's get started. We'll get this in the river, get it set up, and we'll run some dirt through it. We'll classify off a bucket. Hey, all right, we got this thing set up. I just threw it in here. I got a little scoop of just some top material over there, because one thing you want to do first is just kind of load this up a little bit. So yeah, it seems to be flowing pretty good. I'm not going to try to I might try to level that up a little bit. It's a little crooked, but yeah, not too bad for the first try. Let's get the camera down on it a little bit here. We'll try to level it up. Looks like I could change the pitch a little too. Get my bucket over here. All this material is classified 1/2 inch minus. Not bad. I can live with that. One distinct advantage that the Reaper has over all the ones that I'm going to look at in this video is the riffles that are cut in. That gives you a real good indication. I didn't do any test panning here, but we were getting gold here last weekend, so I'm fairly confident that that we can probably get some gold here this weekend. So I'm just going to dump scoops on it. It's not flowing. I mean, the flow's good, the river flow, but the flow through the Bazooka itself could be a little faster. But I can live with that for right now. It's still eating up the material pretty quick. I'm just dumping full scoops on here, as you can see. Usually my sort of rule of thumb is to put a little dot on there and 1/1000, 2/1000, just to see if it'll go through in 2 seconds. It's taken a little more than 2 seconds, but like I said, I can live with that because it's doing pretty well. One thing you gotta watch, and the reason why I like these 30-inch units, is you don't want to get your dirt too far towards the end. Otherwise it'll go off the other end. And that's with all of them. I just lost some dirt out of my scope. You don't want to do that, it might have some gold in it. You can overfeed these, but I think with this amount of flow that I have, I'm doing pretty well. I'm waiting I'm waiting for the material to run all the way through before I put my next scoop in. And with the way it's set up, it's sort of self-feeding as it needs it. So I know I'm not rushing it through too fast. At least I don't think I am. Haven't seen any big nuggets show up on the stuck on the grizzly bars there. I do like the bars, and when I review the Aurora box and the Green Mountain Gold Trap, I'll explain why. But it just seems, especially when you're classifying, it just seems like they don't catch the rocks as easily. There, bucket gone. We'll let that run for a second. We'll pull it out, clean it out, and see if we get any gold. The clean out on this is really easy. Normally what you do is fill your bucket up with water, which I didn't do first. So we'll put some water in there with a pan. And just tip it upside down, kind of wiggle it back and forth. Make sure you get all that material out from under the, get the camera on it here. And you can't really see down in there. The light's terrible today. It's supposed to rain this morning. But anyway, you can't really see down in there, but I got most of the material out of there. Okay. Alright, let's see how much material we have. Sorry for the bad camera work here. The bucket's fairly clean. That's all the material we have. And that doesn't matter if you if you run one bucket through it, or if you run 10 buckets through, you'll just have more heavies, but the material quantity will be about the same. So let's go find a spot to pan this out real quick, see if we have any gold. Rick has gold in his Reaper over here, so I'm pretty confident we're going to see something. Yeah, this looks like a good little spot right here. Just kind of perch my butt on this rock right here. Try to do this one-handed. I don't know if you all know Mike Pung, but he's the inventor of the gold cube, co-inventor I guess, and the inventor of the banjo pan. And he showed me his technique is when you're doing the material, don't go from the wrist, because you're stronger one way than the other, and that'll bring the gold to one side or the other on the edges. Sorry, but go from the shoulder, do your whole arm, and that gives you a much more even and smoother action, and it actually works. It keeps that gold down in the bottom. So let's fan this back real quick and see if we have anything. Yeah, there's a piece right there. So by golly, we got some gold. Yeah, there's another piece showing up. Oh, look at it all. Yeah, there's some gold in that hole. Not bad for one bucket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even have my glasses on, and there's like over a dozen pieces, probably 20 pieces in that. So that's cool. Let me clean this up, and I will post an elapsed time on how long it took me to run that 3/4 bucket through that, and we'll compare it to, I'll switch out with Rick after he does the clean out, and I'll compare it to what we can do with the Reaper. And we'll keep doing that through all 4 of these boxes. And hopefully the gold stays pretty consistent here. Now that I have some, I may dump this into the bucket and run it through the Reaper, just in case we don't we get out of it in there. I can see in my hole I gotta move some rocks, but that's what we'll do. We'll just dump this back off into the bucket, and we'll see if the Reaper doesn't catch this, and then some. I'll try to count out how many pieces are in there. All right, we'll be back with the Reaper when we fill that one. Well, trying to get the glare off from that. Now you can see into that. That thing is loaded with all kinds of little gold. That thing caught more. Incredible. That's what I love about this one. All right, let's put let's definitely clean this out now. It's had a couple minutes to flow and get rid of some of the stuff. This time I'll put some water in here. Alright, same thing as the other one. Slosh it around. I took some water and splashed it up on the grizzly bars because you want to make sure you wash all that gold that's caught up in there down in. Get that there. Alright, let me go get my pan and I'll be right back with you. Alright, a little bit more material with the Reaper because it's got a little bit bigger chamber in it, but still you can shovel right into this just like you can the Bazooka. Let's we'll pan this out together. I know that we have more gold in there than we had the first time around. I could see it in the riffles. That's the beauty of that Reaper. That's my biggest love of that thing, is being able to shovel in that and keep track of your progress. Depending on the flow, though, it doesn't always catch the gold in those things. We've had some situations where we've had it really screaming through there, and there hasn't been any any gold in the riffles, but Mr. Look at that. There's a fair amount of gold there, fellers. Oh yeah, I washed a whole bunch down in. That's amazing. Well, let me go thin this down a little bit more, and I'll be back. And I think the last count I had 23 pieces among some really small fly poop too that I didn't count, but we'll count the bigger stuff and we'll be back. Well, there you are. I'm not going to count that because I know that's way more than the 25 pieces I had the first time around. And judging by some of the little tiny fly poops that are in there, I'm guessing that thing was catching everything. So that is sweet. So far the Bazooka and the Reaper are performing just like I would hope they would. Like I said, that Reaper with those grizzly, or I keep calling them grizzly bars, with those riffles is just a great indicator of how your progress is doing. And I knew I was catching gold. I knew I had gold in there because of course I loaded it a little bit from the last one. We're gonna snuffer this up and start over.